So it turns out that you're not actually lazy, you're just comfortable. There are 6 months left of 2024, and we are going to talk about 6 areas of your life that you can glow up to become the best version of yourself by the end of 2024. Remember, glowing up is not a one-size-fits-all. In this video, I'm going to walk you through kind of 6 areas of your life. Now, I also want to remember that glowing up is not must do absolutely everything all at once. It is very much a process that happens over time, which is why I'm dividing up the 6 months into 6 things that you can work on, so you can kind of decide how you want to divvy it up, where you put your energy essentially in July compared to where you might put your energy in December. Each category, I'm going to go through prompts that really are going to help you understand where you are at and kind of diving into the things that you truly want, so we kind of know where you're starting from. And then after that, I will kind of walk you through how to break down your big goal into smaller chunks, into daily habits, so that by December 31st of 2024, you can say, I accomplished this. So let's get into it. And the 6 areas of your life that you are going to want to glow up are your mindset, your health, your career, your adventures, your friendship, and home. First up, mindset. So the journal prompts that I want you to do to truly dive into your mindset are, I'm reading them off my screen. How would you rate your current mindset about life and about each of these categories? What is one area of your life that is constantly on your mind, and why? How often do you experience negative self-talk? How often do you experience positive self-talk? What is one method that you use regularly to work on your mindset? This can be like meditation, breath work, affirmations. What is one method in order to help your mindset that you haven't tried yet, but you really want to? Maybe you've wanted to do breath work, maybe you wanted to try longer meditations or integrate a different mindset practice, you just haven't really allocated the time. Get your notes out, get your journal out. You can pause the video at any time to truly start diving into some of these. Your health prompts. I will put a content warning here because I'm going to be asking you just to think about your food, your exercise. I might even go into a story about calorie counting, so I just want you to be aware of that. If you don't want to listen to any of it, just skip this category to the career prompts. First question is, what is your relationship with food? How would you rate it? Good, bad, kind, mean? Dive into what your current relationship with food is. And then I want you to write down, what do you want your relationship with food to be? So for me, I calorie counted, so 2 years ago now, I calorie counted for about 3 months, and every day, every morsel that I ate, I put in my calorie tracker, and it actually worked for me. I lost about 25 pounds in about 4 or 5 months, and I felt great. Now, trying to get back into that habit of counting calories has been like pulling teeth. I don't enjoy it. It feels like monotonous and annoying and oh my gosh, I have to type this in again. And so I'm struggling with going back to that because it did work for me, but right now I just don't feel it. And then part of my brain is kind of am I always going to have to be constantly thinking about food if I want to hit my goal weight, if I want to build strength and do all of this? Am I constantly going to have that on my mind? And that overwhelms me. That makes me exhausted. And these are the things that I would write down under this prompt. When I go to set my glow up goals, you will be able to see, okay, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm struggling with, so that you can use that and set goals you can actually achieve. The next prompt, what is your relationship with exercise? What areas of your health do you want to change? What are the one things that are always on your mind? Do you want to be more active? Do you want to be able to go to a gym and feel 100% comfortable in the gym? Do you want to start eating veggies, be more confident cooking your meals at home? Get as specific as possible. What is your favorite form of exercise? The last one is, what does your ideal health look like? If you just snap your fingers and you can have your ideal health, the image that you have in your head, what is that? We're moving on to career. So I personally am somebody, I have a 9 to 5, and I also have side gigs. I drank the Girl Boss Boss Babe Kool-Aid in 2016. I did social media management freelance for about 3 years. I started making a course. I sold that around the same time. Then I sold templates. And I kind of just have these little side gigs here and there now. I don't have full-time clients because once I got into my 9 to 5, I kind of got into the lull of okay, my bills are paid. And so this is where you kind of have to figure out, what does your career look like for you? I know that I just talked about having a 9 to 5 and side gigs. You might only want to go freelance. You might want to start your own business, or maybe you want to climb a corporate ladder. Maybe you want to go into a very specific field. Go for it. So the prompts for your career are, what is your passion in life? Do I love my current job? Why not? Is there a job out there that you would absolutely love to do? Like, money isn't an issue. It is something that you would absolutely wake up every morning being like, that's what I want to do. And then the last question under your career is there a side gig that would interest you to start? Whether it's freelance social media management, whether there's something on Fiverr you can put up, whether it's starting an actual business, you want to start selling your art. Dive into just the possibilities of anything and everything when it comes to your career. Because we have to make money somehow. We are in a capitalist structure and in a society where you have to have money coming in order to function in this society. When it comes to your career, there's this idea of finding something that will pay your bills, that you can at least tolerate, ideally not hate, but you can tolerate, you can accept, and then find something that can also bring you money, maybe not as much, but that fills you with joy, that excites you and makes you so happy to do. Because if you can find those two paths in your career and find a balance between them, you will have income and you will actually have something to enjoy and work on and put your energy into. So relationships. The prompts for your relationships are, what relationship currently fills me up the most? So what relationships currently drain me the most? What would my ideal relationships be? And I want you to do this for like platonic relationships and romantic relationships. Next question, do I make an effort in my current relationships? How and how so? Like, give examples. And then the last question is, how can you make new relationships? So if you want to find new friends, if you want to put yourself out there, what are things that you can do? So I know like dating apps are kind of like getting a bad rap right now, so you don't have to go down that road if you don't want to, but you can look at community events in your area. Sometimes there's board game cafes where you can just try to meet new people. It's the summer. We're gonna have a lot of events coming up over these next few months. So the adventure category is essentially kind of just glowing up the activities you do and how you put yourself out there and the trips you go on, basically the things that you do like outside of your home. The prompts are, do I want to travel this summer? If so, where? Is there an outdoor activity you want to try but haven't yet? I really want to try pickleball. That's what I want to do this summer. Are there any new local shops in your area that you've never visited? Be a tourist in your own city. It might feel kind of weird to do that, but go look at your museums that are here. Go figure out what's going on in your town. You can ask yourself, do you feel comfortable going to events alone? And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, maybe you can find somebody or a family or a friend to go with you just to get like the gist of it. Sometimes I like going with somebody first, and then once I'm there and I'm comfortable, I could totally go again by myself. But it's just that initial time where it feels like scary. And then if you truly don't have anybody that you either want to ask, like you're like, I don't really want to ask them to do this because it's kind of weird, they probably won't like it, and you're kind of in your head about it. Like, is it something that you would really want to do, but the only thing holding you back is that you don't have someone to go with? Because if that's the case, push yourself outside your comfort zone. It will take time. Believe me, it'll take time. Baby steps. You got 6 months to kind of accumulate these small things that are going to help you glow up in the next 6 months. Okay, and the last category, because I've been yapping forever, is home. So if you could change one thing about your current space, what would it be? What do you currently love about your surroundings, where you live, your space, your home, your objects, the things in your space? What do you wish you could do in your space right now? Like, do you wish to have like a different couch, a different wall color? Just like things, like what would make it feel homey? Like, what would you love to do in your space right now? When was the last time you rearranged your space? And the last question is there any area in your space that you want to declutter, or that's been like eyeing you forever and you're like, ooh, I need to clean this out, and you just haven't yet? Which area is that? Okay, so if you were still here, because I yapped forever when it came to those questions, I want you to dive into those prompts in order to really understand where you are, what you want, so that now we're moving into the planning stage, all right? So you're gonna take each category and all of your prompts, and you're gonna do the following with them. So the first thing is to establish your big goal. So how to do that is essentially to answer this prompt. By December 31st, 2024, I will be blank. My mindset will be here. My home will be here. My relationships will be fill in the blank. And you're gonna do that exact statement for each of them. It's gonna be like 1 or 2 sentences, just jot it down. So by December 31st, where are you gonna be for each of these things? Because we're gonna work backwards. So once you have your big goal, the next step is to establish milestones. And so the reason why this is called your 6-month glow up guide is because we're going to have 3 milestones out of the next 6 months. So every 2 months, you'll have like kind of a marker that you want to essentially hit. So these milestones don't have to be consecutive things. They just have to be markers that you're like, hey, if I get to this milestone, I'm definitely hitting my mindset goal. If I get to this milestone, I'm hitting my mindset goal. If I get to this one, we are so close. You're gonna establish your milestones. So 3 milestones that you'll hit every 2 months. So these are just slightly bigger goals. And then once you have your milestones, you're going to break your milestones down into daily habits. So over the next 2 months, what do you have to do to hit milestone 1? So here's an example, and I'm gonna use your mindset category because I feel like that's the most important one. By December 31st, my mindset is going to include regular meditation, less negative self-talk, and I naturally look at the best case scenario first. Right now, I currently go to the worst case scenario. So I wanna retrain my brain to look at the best case scenario first, or catch when I'm thinking about the worst case scenario, being like, oh, we don't have to go that far. Like, let's like neutral ground at least, right? That's my big goal. So if those are my big goals, my milestones are going to be, my first milestone will be meditating 3 times a week for a month. If I can do that in the next 2 months, I know that I am moving towards my goal. The second milestone I'll hit is to catch my negative self-talk before it ruins my day and document it. Writing it down in your journal, or when it happens, being like, okay, on August 2nd, blah, 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 I was going down a spiral of negative self-talk, yada, 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 yada. Just so you can document it and you can look back and be like, hey, yeah, I did that. Because the more you become aware of your negative self-talk, it'll be easier to catch and it'll be easier to reframe. Okay, so milestone 3 is to recite affirmations that align with my best case scenario. So these are things that I have to do. Now, how do I break those milestones down into daily habits? Daily/weekly habits that I will have to do over the next 6 months, or you can just focus on milestone 1, is to pick a meditation practice. So what am I gonna start with? Where am I gonna sit down? Do I need a mat? Do I need a pillow? What is my meditation practice? Jot that down, write it out, find the things, pick a place in my house. Like, I have to get so specific on what I'm actually going to do in order to have a meditation practice. If my goal is to meditate, I have to put in the steps to prep for it and then actually show up. So am I going to find a YouTube channel that already has meditations and that I'm just going to follow them? Do I want to do 5-minute meditations or 25-minute meditations? What does it look like? So I have to just make those decisions, and then I can even schedule those in. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those are my meditation days, and I will do it first thing in the morning when I wake up. Or if you're not somebody who can like map out months in advance, I'm not very good at that. Like, I can plan it, but I won't stick to it. So what I do is usually only like 3 to 5 days in advance. Over the next 3 days, I'm going to meditate twice, and it's gonna be in the morning. But you don't have to like specify, like, I must do it this time at this exact minute or else I fail. You don't have to be too rigid with it. The second thing is to journal out all of your negative self-talk right now. Like, go back in time and just sit down in your journal and be like, okay, what are the things that when I get really upset with myself, what do I say? Third habit that I want to adopt is to pick my affirmations and start saying them every single day. So say them in the mirror, say them before bed, wherever it is, but I have to pick the affirmations, see which ones I like, because sometimes when you just like go on Pinterest and find an affirmation and you kind of repeat it, you're kind of like, it sounds good, but like, do you actually resonate with it? So you can even, instead of like picking the ones and reciting them, you can just like pick 5, recite them for a week, and then decide, okay, wait, I don't really like that one, I'm gonna get rid of it, I only like these 2. And then just start with those 2. It's truly that like learning process, that growth process, because you're not going to list out absolutely every single thing you're going to do every single day. What I want you to do is write out your big goal, your 3 milestones, and daily things you can do in order to reach that big goal. And then throughout your days and your weeks, you can be like, okay, what can I do right now? You're going to have an idea of your daily habits. If I want to hit this mindset goal, if I want to hit this health goal, one of the 3 daily things I should be doing is this, this, and this. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do 27 things every single day.
This is merely just a guide. If you have it planned out and all you have to do is like open up your notes app and be like, okay, so I want to work on my health this week, so I'm going to do these 3 things this week. Next week, you might want to work on your relationships. Be like, I'm going to go to this event and I'm going to invite this friend. And it's just a way of showing yourself, okay, here's what I want out of all these 6 areas of my life, and here's what I'm gonna do to go get it. And I picked these 6 areas because truly these 6 areas are kind of like your well-rounded life. That is how you plan to glow up over the next 6 months. The next part is once you have a plan, you gotta execute, right? So one of the things that I do, and I talk about it all the time, is monotasking and using the Pomodoro technique. Our 25-minute like work sessions with a 5-minute break. And so what I am going to be doing and what I want to invite you to come join me in is the Creative COWORK Club. This is completely free. It's gonna be live here on my YouTube channel. Right now I'm only going to do once a week, but I will be there for an hour. So that's 2 co-working sessions where basically just bring anything you want to work on. If you want to do content, if you want to start crocheting, if you're needing to do a pile of laundry, any of the daily things that you have to get done, you can put me on the TV, you can put me on your laptop, and I'm gonna be working. Like, I won't be engaging with the screen, I will just be working, and we're gonna get stuff done. We're gonna hold each other accountable. Set them up as a premiere video a week ahead of time, so you can kind of gauge like, okay, like Sunday at 2 p.m. I can go to that one, but actually Wednesday at 7 a.m. that's way too early. I will not be there, or I will not be productive. So there will be different days, different times. Once I kind of find a flow, I'll probably stick to the same schedule, but I'm gonna test out a few days over probably the coming months just to see how it goes, because I'm somebody who struggles with showing up for my plans, and since there are only 6 months left in 2024, I want you to give it your all, and I'm gonna help you do that as best I can. So if you enjoyed watching this video, please hit like. If you don't wanna miss any of my videos or when Creative COWORK goes live, you can hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.